Book 1, Bazur's Plot, Chapter 60, Meeting Bazur and the Army. Our rescue crew split. There was nobody continuing on the trail. I guess the Moorburns and Barracks had been told which way to go since they all split like I could literally not see anyone anymore. All I felt was Tara's hands on my waist. She had given me the invisible cape, and Tara was always able to make her not visible. So I guess if someone looked at Garnok right now, they would not see anyone on him. Also, I could not tell where the others were. I could not hear a thing, see anything. I knew that the Myriads riding barracks were ahead, since they would try to face Bazur first. Well, Eirikel was to face him first, and the others would go around him trying to overpower him with their magic. We rode in silence for a moment. It was probably Tara's magic again, since there seemed to be an open path in front of Garnok and in the woods, and when I looked back, it was closed again, so there was no way we came through that. Or maybe also Moorburns could do that. Regardless, I need to focus. I reached to my medical pouch and took the last leaf for concentration that I had there, and I started to chew on it. I needed to stay focused now, no distractions. We could hear some noises ahead. It seemed that the Bazur's army was walking on in the trail. Bazur must be trusting that there's only Eiriker and he's coming to do something for that ghost. Garnok slowed down and I could feel Tara's hands disappearing. Garnok also slightly turned his huge head, but neither of us said anything. Garnok ran to higher ground and stood up on his two back legs so we could see better what was coming. There was actually quite a huge army. I was not expecting that. Maybe 100 or so were still sleepwalking in the same step pace forward. It was super sad to watch. Garnok came back to the lower ground again, and was trying to position himself so he would be close enough to the trail so I could uncurse the army on my part. We were on the right side, and I knew Jack was on the left somewhere. I whispered to Garnok, "I go under that bush. So you go a little bit on higher ground and be hidden, but visible enough for me when I come back. See that bush right in front? I go under that bush, and it is ideal place for me to uncurse the army, folks. But if I have a feeling I need to run to you for the freeze thing, so I will find you here on the higher ground. However, if you need to help the awakened ones, to help Varnok, you go do that. I will come to find you if there's a need. I am hidden with this cape anyway." I felt that Garnok was not happy, but he knew that I was right. So I quietly slipped down and crawled under the thick bush. I could barely see anything between the branches, but also I was not visible to anyone. The army was getting closer to me. All we saw from the high up was that Bazur was not in sight, at least yet, but there was his army walking probably in front of him to secure his way now. My heart was pounding in my throat. Almost. They are almost close enough. I focused my eyes on one of the creatures closest on my side and started to uncurse silently. I had learned that now. I made no sound whatsoever. Once I saw the eyes blink, I moved to the next one beside it, and the next one, and the next one. The awakened ones kept walking forward, even though they were waking up, which was good. So the army kept moving forward toward the village, but it was just the creatures in the front that were waking up. They were not given remedy, obviously, so they were in a daze and therefore probably still walking forward. That is how it looked to me anyway. I kept uncursing every row as fast as I could from my side to the left. There were 3 or 4 creatures per row, depending how big they were. I was slower than the army, so I started to get worried I would not get uncursed. I would not get everyone uncursed. But then I saw the next one on the left-hand side was already looking around puzzled. I smiled. Jack was uncursing somewhere. I jumped to the next row. I figured out also how to uncurse the target between the first creature's legs if needed. Every opportunity must be used. I was so focused and I kept uncursing. I think that leaf was giving me a boost of superpower and additional speed since the army kept walking toward me, and past me, and I had to try make sure that all were uncursed that passed me to Varnok and medical elves. There was that one Barak though helping, and Garnok probably helped too. I kept uncursing as fast as I could. But clearly Jack was somewhere now, and in a good place, since the rows coming toward me were all uncursed now, or just one on the far right, my side, was left for me. We were maybe halfway of the army when there started to be huge noise coming from behind the army. The army still kept walking, so I continued to uncurse them. That was the main thing, to liberate these creatures and make sure they were out of Bazur's spell and reach. I tried to progress faster, but I could not move right now without missing some creatures, so it was better to stay here and not miss anyone. Jack was clearly at a great speed too, since he was uncursing so many from each row. This left me little time to hear what was going on behind the army. From ouch yelps, I gathered that capritors were sending arrows to split the army from Bazur. It was obvious that Bazur was there after the army, since I could hear Eirikker's voice intensified like a megaphone. I heard him say, "Bazur, you pitiful myriad! Surrender and give your power to me, Eirikker coach. I want to live again." I almost started to laugh. That was brilliant. I wondered if Spala had time to make him white as a ghost again. They were brilliant like that, those myriads. So one never knows. The voice echoed and continued. "I have help here now. I will send you to do me. Surrender and give me your power, and I may decide to save you." Bazur clearly was yelling back. His voice was actually surprisingly high-pitched. Very womanly, really. Bazur was shrieking back. "You devil's egg! I hate you! You think you are a great wizard, but I am greater than you now. I cursed you, and you folded like a paper. I am the great wizard. You are nothing. I will never, never surrender to you." Wow. Well, that bit is clear then. Myriath know that now that he will not go without a fight. I love that I thought of the leaf. I could keep my concentration on uncursing, and still I could listen to what was happening ahead. I saw the arrows now flying behind few rows, so it seems that this is now my cue to uncurse these and then go to find Garnok. I only had the right ones to do, since Jack was clearly doing all the rest. And I did that, and I started to back off from under the bush, and I felt bear-like claw pull my leg. I looked, and it was Garnok. I guess when I was backing up, my cape had revealed my leg. He whispered, "Hold on to your cape, we gotta go." I grabbed the cape tightly, while Garnok pulled and flew me to his back. Without him waiting for me to be well sitting, he was already running. I thankfully had learned to hold my balance with my thighs as well, so I was good. I corrected my cape in place and we flew forward. I saw a few Capricors in front of me suddenly running and sending arrows behind the army, making them continue to move toward the Whisper Willow village, toward Varnok and the medical elves. Garnok flew by them and was clearly going somewhere else. I saw it now. I saw a situation where Eirikir was indeed looking like a ghost, and on Barak that was white as ghost. I wonder how they did that in this short time. And Barak was in the and Bazur was in the middle of the trail on back of a moorbear. I saw a Thrain coming from left side toward Bazur, riding another Barak, and Svala was on my side. Everything was happening so fast. I don't know where Tara and Dora were. They were literally invisible. Garnok said quietly, "Do the first couple freezes to Bazur and help Myriads. But do uncurse my big brother he's riding on." I asked Capricors to send an arrow to him, which he hates as much as someone is riding on him. So that should give a very nice ride then for Bazur. I whispered back. "I try, but we need to go closer. That leaves us very vulnerable. Both of us. Well, Bazur don't see me. Our side knows that I'm sitting on you. Try to go behind him at the angle, an angle beside Svala there." Garnok did not react at all, but he changed his course and took a large round going behind Svala, and then coming closer to his brother and Bazur. My heart was pounding. I need to get it right. I started to curse Bazur, freeze, and then when we started to go closer, but I felt I should do Moorbear instead, and started to uncurse to his bottom side, since that was facing us. The big Moorbear stopped, so I pulled to the left on Garnok's hair, and he understood to get away, thankfully. I continued to watch them and tried to freeze Bazur, but it did not seem to go well this time. Bazur had turned and was trying to curse Garnok, who he saw running behind and curving back towards the thicker woods on the left without knowing I was there. That was when Svala and Thrain attacked him. I could almost see, like in slow motion, what happened next. I don't know what kind of magic they were doing, but it was clearly effective. But so was Bazur, having some moves that they were not expecting. The Moorbear had awakened. I was not happy that Bazur was riding, and the Capricors had shot a couple arrows on Moorbear, making him super mad. So Moorbear bucked Bazur out of his back, and he was running forward to the village in the front. So he was out of the way. Good. Bazur was now standing on the trail. Actually, he seemed almost like he had flown down. Shoot. He seems to have some serious magic skills. Garnok made a little further in a good spot to watch on the right side, and we saw Svala attacking Bazur from her side, and Thrain on the other side. Thrain was yelling, "You little brat! You have ruined our good name. You have deceived our tribe and whole Myria. You are not my son. You disgust me." While Thrain was trying to making sure Bazur's attention was him, Svala got closer and was cursing some kind of ties around Bazur. Straight on the trail, Eirikir with the ghost white Barak was doing some kind of bondage curse as well at the same time. Bazur noticed Svala too and started to laugh and yelled, "You devils, Ek! You think you can stop me? I am the great wizard. I am the greatest wizard ever existing here in Myria. I will kill you all. I have unlocked amazing black magic, and your bondage trials are not working on me. He laughed so horrible laughter, while Thrain, Svala, and Eirikr were now openly trying to curse him and attain him. I also tried to freeze him, even though I was a little bit far away. And there it was again. He turned his wand and he did magic travel to somewhere. There was just smoke in his place. Oh, what a disappointment. The whole woods was quiet. Baraks and Myriads met on the trail. Tora and Tara were probably looking at how they were. Tora and Tara were there, probably looking at there were an empty slot among them and speaking. I said to Garnock, let's go there. Garnock started to run and we saw Jack and Stonehide come down as well. I asked once arriving, does anyone know, do medical elves need any help? We sent them about 100 half-awakened creatures. Tico just arrived skitting to our roundup and said, I just came from there. And they were just fine. They were just fine. But I was going to propose that Stonehide and Jack, if you go help with them a little bit. It is quite a big hassle down there. And Garnock, your brother, is quite irritated. Stonehide did not wait for Jack's opinion, but turned around and was going back toward the village in seconds. Well, I guess that solves it then, though. Tico continued, I sent a message with Fume folks to the palace that there is a huge need of food in a whisper willow about 100 awakened army members. So I expect there is a food delivery coming soon to help. I think that will only calm the awakened Moorburns totally, having a lot of food. I also saw many young Capritors there. They also need a lot of food. I also said that the battle with Bazur is still ongoing and to be very careful. Garnock said, good thing Varnock wanted to help. He can keep those 2 Moorburns in control. He's also way bigger if he needs to wrestle them. And Stonehide is also a huge one in size. Deepclaw came skidding to the group and spoke fast. Okay, my secret trip is now done. We need to go. Bazur came to his cottage. There are no army folks left, but we need to go now. Tora and Tara, you will ride with me. We must go now. Follow me. I know where it is now. I just realized that the Deepclaw had been missing the whole day. This explains why Tora and Tara had no ride. Deepclaw was supposed to have them. That was today's chapter. What did you like about this chapter? Are you sure Bazur is now beaten? What do you think? Give your comments and see you in next chapter. Bye.